What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, with a brand spanking new logo. Back here with our BBL draft analysis, guys. The BBL is the BANLIST Battlers League, and I know I've been away, guys, for a while. The video you guys saw of the ICBA game, week 10, actually, that was supposed to go up the week before. It did. Unfortunately, some IRL things came out. I actually had the video prepared. I just couldn't get a thumbnail done, so I just didn't want to just spit out a random terrible thumbnail. And I want to have something at least kind of decent, so I decided to do that. So I apologize for that being late. And there is going to be no IBL game, not IBL, ICBA. If I said IBL before, I meant ICBA. If there was no ICBA game this past week, that's okay. That's because there was a bye for us for the playoffs. So we had a week off before our playoffs game started. We were the 2 seed, so you guys will see more of that when the battle comes out. Hopefully, I post this before the battle comes out, because I haven't actually had the battle yet. So yeah. Anyways, so this is actually the BANLIST Battlers League. Basically, this league is run by 3 amazing people, 3 great friends of mine. Number 1, we have Aaron2420. We also got Ashley the Cat, and we have FlameHorizon Gaming. Now, Flame, Ash, and Aaron were kind enough to accept my my application for this league, and now we are a member of the BBL. Now, the BBL has a ton of busted Pokemon in this league, and it's honestly insane how many crazy Pokemon there are. There are like 4 different Arceus forms you could take. There's like Mega Blaziken. There's a ton of busted cover legends like Reshiram, Zekrom, Palkia, Dialga. Like, there's so many insane Pokemon, and it's just gonna be amazing to see how many teams come together and really form just impossible rosters to break. And honestly, I think this league is where our first league, sorry, is where our streak of making playoffs is gonna end. I don't think we're gonna make playoffs in this league, partly because I like my team, but I think everyone has such a strong team, and I think me getting sniped on one specific Pokemon really hurt my chances of making it. And you guys will see why later. I'll explain what that is when the time comes. But yeah, so I mentioned before, new logo, and you guys are seeing on your screen right now. Hopefully, I haven't really edited the first slide yet, but that new logo was created by FlameHorizon. So huge thank you to him. The vector is amazing. Just overall the logo itself is just incredible. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's just so clean, and I'm using this logo for a while. So shout out to FlameHorizon. His link will be in the description below. So please go and check him out. If you're interested in getting a logo done, or an intro for a video, or an outro or something, check him out. And next up, I do want to say thank you to UltraPlayer, Josh. He is the one who created the slides you're gonna be seeing on the screen right now, except for the first one, and that's because I don't have Photoshop. Yeah, I gotta work on getting another free trial. Anyway, so I don't have Photoshop, and Josh was kind enough to help me out there. So thank you, Josh. I really appreciate it, man. Next up, though, I also want to say thank you to, I don't know his name, but he is the person who created the typing stuff at the bottom. So, for example, you're going to see on our first pick, below the picture of the Pokemon, you're going to see the typing. And whoever created that, I'm going to just credit them in the description below. So, yeah, guys. Anyways, also we have the stats on the top, on the left of the screen, so make sure you go check out that and see exactly what Pokemon have what stats, just so make sure I'm being smart and not saying things I shouldn't be saying. Like, I don't know, Pokemon has base 130 speed, one has like 125. Anyways, so yeah, guys, this is our team. We're going to get into it right now. I'm going to try and make this video a little bit shorter, so I'm sorry if I don't go that in depth. We have 10 Pokemon to cover, actually 11 Pokemon to cover. So, yeah, let's start off. So, to start off, we had the 7th pick in the draft, and this was a points draft, guys. We got, I believe it was 130 points, and with my first pick, I wanted to draft one of 2 things. The first one was Mega Kangaskhan with Seismic Toss. Yes, with Seismic Toss. Now, that OHKOs every single Pokemon in the entire meta that has less than base 100 HP. That's insane. And in most Pokemon that have base 100 HP, if you want to have a ton of speed on it, then you can't live a Seismic Toss from Mega Kangaskhan, which is just insane, unless you're running like a Citrus Berry or something like that. So I'm excited to see how I can use Mega Kangaskhan. But unfortunately, I was kind of talking to my front office, and there's one Pokemon that just stood out a lot more, and that was Blaziken. Not Mega Blaziken, regular Speed Boost Blaziken, and I went with that for my first pick. Now, I think regular Speed Boost Blaziken is a lot better than Mega Blaziken. That's because you have access to all the items that Mega Blaziken doesn't have. Now, you do lose out on a ton of attack and special attack, and even a little bit of speed. That's okay because you do have Speed Boost, of course, but with access to Swords Dance and your Z moves, a Life Orb potentially, you can even run a Choice Specs, whatever it could possibly be. Blaziken with an item, I feel so much more valuable than Blaziken with the Mega Stone. So because of that, I decided to grab Blaziken. Now, Baton Pass is legal. We just can't pass speed plus another stat. We can pass a Swords Dance without speed, but we can't pass speed with a Swords Dance, or a Swords Dance with like I don't know, an agility, but you can pass like a bulk up with a Calm Mind, for example. Anyway, so that's Blaziken, guys. I think it's going to be extremely powerful for us. It's an amazing wall breaker and just an incredibly powerful offensive Pokemon. Great typing, and I'm proud to say it is a member of the Montreal Milotics in the BANLIST Battlers League. Next up, though, it came back to us. Again, like I said before, we were the 7th pick, and I wanted to grab some before. Aaron actually took Arceus Fire, and Arceus Fire is insanely good. It's just ridiculously strong and scary. I decided I was going to take another Arceus myself, even though I was kind of like shit-talking the Arceuses before. But I decided to take Arceus-Bug. Arceus-Bug was 21 points. Blaziken, by the way, was 22. So those were the two most expensive groups before that we had on the pricing. Now I went with Arceus-Bug over Arceus Ice, for example, because Arceus-Bug resisted the ground type that Blaziken was weak to. I also felt like Bug-type Arceus could be beneficial on offense and defense, while Arceus Ice would be pretty much only beneficial on offense. That's kind of my reason behind that. But Arceus can literally do anything. It's got base 120s all around. You can run a super fat Arceus and it'll never die. You can run a super speedy Arceus with setup or whatever it may be, and it'll kill everything. I think Arceus is one of the most completely busted Pokemon. I don't know why it was allowed. I don't know why it was allowed for 21 points instead of 22, but I will take it nonetheless. Unfortunately, though, we dropped 43 points out of our 130-point budget in 2 picks, which is insane. So we're going to have to make up for that later. Our next pick that we had was my 3rd pick. I really wanted Aegislash. I thought it was going to get to me, and then Flame sniped me. Pretty sure it was Flame. He sniped me, and oh my god, I went kind of on tilt a bit. I was like, damn it, what do I take? What do I pair with Arceus-Bug and Blaziken? And then I kind of said, you know what? Let me grab Landorus-Therian. Landorus-Therian is still one of the best Pokemon in the format. I believe it's only 17 points, if I'm not mistaken, which is not that much. And at the end of the day, it has a ton of different options for it. It's one of the best Pokemon there is. In my opinion, the 3rd best Pokemon in standard play, behind Mew and Celesteela in that order. So I'd be Mew, Celesteela, Landorus-Therian, as Django walks in. And yeah, like look, Landorus-Therian is insane, guys. It's got 145 base attacking stat. It's the highest on the team, and I think it's gonna make a great U-turner to pivot into Blaziken and Arceus just to go for game. And it just makes an amazing Scarfer. It's got great typing, ground and flying. I'm very excited to see how we can use Landorus in this advanced and Ubers format. Our 4th pick, again, I did get sniped. I can't remember what I was going to take, but I had no idea what I was taking at this point. I was at work. I just kind of said, you know what, screw it. Front office pick for me. So Scrappy, and I think even Ryan, I'm not sure who else there was on that day. They said, take Rotom-Wash. And I'm like, cool, Rotom-Wash it is. So Rotom-Wash I've used in the P4G Next Generation. It was a lot of fun using it. It's a great pivot, but it's not the greatest consistent wall in the world because it doesn't have like reliable recovery and something like Recover. But it's got great typing, a great ability in Electric, and sorry, no, wow, oh my god, in Levitate to be immune to ground type moves. Now, pretty much our entire team is immune to ground or insanely resistant to it with Arceus-Bug. So Blaziken can come in and just put in the work for us. So because of that, I think having Rotom around is going to be very beneficial. Just be able to take hits and really, I can get a slow Volt Switch off to something in like my Blaziken or my Arceus. Even Landorus, I can set up with that now with that. Anyways, so that's our Rotom. I wasn't that excited with the pick, but I think as the season goes on, I'm going to realize, yeah, it was a really good pick. It gives me Thunder Wave, Toxic, and Will-O-Wisp, which is really nice to have. So I can't be mad with it. Oh, it also gives me another Defogger. Next up, though, this is where I got sniped. I wanted Ditto. Ditto was 5 points, guys. Are you kidding me? And I got sniped the pick before me by Blue. Like, Blue knew. Blue knows me. He knows I'm going to take Ditto, especially because it's 5 points. So he decided to take it, and I was like, I will trade you anything. And then he said no, and I said, okay, well, I gotta find another Pokemon. And I said, you know what? Well, I'm going to get Veil. So I got Alolan Ninetales, and yeah. So I have Alolan Ninetales now, and you guys know what that does. Veil, Hail, set up with Nasty Plot. Yeah. I'm excited to see what we can do with this thing, and I definitely think that Hail is going to be beneficial for our team, especially because we have a ton of setup options, and I think Alolan Ninetales is going to be one of the scariest Pokemon, one of the most supportive Pokemon in the BBL. My next pick, I definitely need a Steel type. I had my Mega in mind since before I took Landorus, and I really wanted to get that Mega, but I needed a really good Steel to pair with it, so because of that, I grabbed Bronzong. Now, Bronzong has really bulky stats at base 116 defense and special defense, which is pretty good. It's only got base 67 HP, which is like meh, but I mean, you have such amazing typing anyways that you're not really gonna be going down to one hit that often unless you run something like because usually you have your main weaknesses. Whoa, I'm so bad at talking today. Your main weaknesses are Dark, Ghost, Fire, and Ground. Fire and Ground can kind of be mitigated through your abilities. Ghost and Dark are usually saved through a berry, and honestly, a berry is usually what you're gonna run on Bronzong. So. Yeah, but look, it gives me a good dual screener just in case I can't bring a Alolan Ninetales. Give me another Rocker. It gives me a really good bulky Pokemon. Unfortunately, it's not a bulky pivot, which kind of sucks. But I definitely think that as a Trick Room setter, it can be very valuable in case I want to bring something slower. I do have some slower options that you're going to get to later in the draft. Next up, though, I want to grab a Poison type and a Dark type. I kind of went with the Poison Dark type. I kind of wanted to split that up originally, but I decided it was best to go against that. I was really debating between Drapion and Skuntank, but I decided to go with Drapion because Drapion actually gets Toxic Spikes, while Skuntank does not, and that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Skuntank, I believe, was 2 less points, or 3 less points or something, than Drapion, but it's okay anyways. I'm just decided to grab Drapion, and really to kind of go to work with that thing. So Drapion's Poison Dark type, got 90 base attack, 110 defense, which is pretty fat on the physical side. No recovery, but it does allow me to again absorb Toxic Spikes, be immune to Psychic. It has 1 weakness in Ground, and I'm already completely covered with Ground types, like, for days. Like, there's no reason for anything to bring EQ for coverage. So Drapion should be putting in the finest of work for us. Anyways, we had 95 base speed, which is pretty fast still. I believe it is our fastest Pokemon outside of the Arceus and the Alolan Ninetales. So that's not too bad at all. And I mean, it's a really strong knockoff too, which is nice to have. I think having Drapion is going to be really cool for our team. It's going to be really helpful. I mean, imagine setting up a Swords Dance or 2 behind Veil with Alolan Ninetales. I'm excited for that. Moving on though to our next pick, our 8th pick, I believe it is. We went ahead and grabbed Braviary. Now I wanted Braviary because it gave me another flying type, another immunity to ground, but it was more because of the normal typing. The normal typing is incredibly powerful, and I was debating between something like Bouffalon or something like, what was the other one, Tauros even. But I decided to go with Braviary because it is another amazing Scarfer, and at the same time it gets U-turn, and it just has, like, Defiant as well. Defiant was a big thing, actually. The reason for that is because there's a ton of Pokemon that gets access to Defog in this generation, and because of that I want to have a Pokemon with Defiant just to be able to make sure that I was able to just, you know, get a stat boost or deter hazard removal. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of my main point there. But that's okay that we didn't get a Pokemon like Bisharp that has, like, it's such a good Defiant user, but this Pokemon is still a Defiant user that has to scare away my opponents. So yeah, that's Braviary. I think it's going to be an amazing Scarfer. It's got base 123 attack, which is incredible. I believe it's still second highest on our team. So yeah, that's Braviary. Let's move on to our number 9 pick. Yeah, number 9, we actually decided to go ahead and grab Alolan Exeggutor. And the reason I did this was because my last 2 picks, my Mega and my next pick, there's no way anyone was going to take them. Like, first of all, the Mega, it was impossible for anyone to take, and the other one, I didn't see anyone else taking it because they just weren't going to take it. You'll know why later. But we got Alolan Exeggutor here because Alolan Exeggutor gives me a Grass type. It's actually a Grass Dragon, not Grass Psychic. But it's so powerful. It's got 105 attack and 125 special attack, along with a ton of powerful moves like Dragon Hammer, Wood Hammer. You got Leaf Storm, you got Flamethrower, Psychic. All these great moves that are just, they're just so freaking powerful. And coming off of base 125 special attack, imagine in Trick Room with the Life Orb. Man, this thing's going to eat. This thing will be taking lives, and I'm so excited to try it out. It's also pretty bulky. You can be pretty bulky if you decide to run a certain set. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but yeah, there's a pretty good set that you can run that's going to make this thing pretty bulky. So yeah, that's Alolan Exeggutor. I think it's going to be a very valuable Pokemon for us, especially since it was only like 4 points. Our second to last pick, again, I told you no one was going to take this Pokemon, and no one did, and that's because of Hail. We picked up Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash is a very good physical threat. I don't have very many special threats. It's mainly just Exeggutor and Ninetales and Rotom and Arceus. That's pretty much it. But Alolan Sandslash gives me a Sand Sweeper, not Sand Sweeper, a Hail Sweeper with Alolan Ninetales. Potentially with the Icy Rock, we'll have 8 turns of Hail, and we'll just be able to set up Swords Dance and go for game, because Sandslash has such powerful options in Icicle Crash, you have Earthquake, you have your Iron Heads. Like, there's a ton of really good options that Alolan Sandslash gets, just because it has the Ice and Steel typing now. And, I mean, I just played like a whole playthrough of like Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think it was actually, I played Leaf Green, and I wanted a Sandslash on my team. It was only after I realized I did not get any ground coverage that I decided not to use it. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to try out Sandslash in a more league format type role, I guess. Yeah, it's also a spinner, which is just nice to have. But anyways, next up, let's move to our final Pokemon, and it is our Mega Pokemon. You might be saying, Matt, you have every single typing except for like Ghost. Did you get Mega Bandit? No, I did not get Mega Bandit. I do not have a spin blocker this season, unfortunately, but I have Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria is a Dragon Fairy type, which is a much better Dragon type than Alolan Exeggutor, and is a much better Fairy type than Alolan Ninetales. So because of that, we have Mega Altaria here. Mega Altaria now gets Defog. It is insanely powerful Pokemon because it is one of the best setup Pokemon there are. It is also a really good wall breaker because of the pixelated ability with Return or Body Slam or Heavy Slam, not Heavy Slam, or Hyper Voice. There's a ton of amazing options there. It's great on the physical and special side. It can be a wall on both sides. It can be speedy. It can be supportive. I think Mega Altaria is one of the most underrated Megas there are. Obviously, I didn't put it in my top 10 Mega list, and that's okay. To me, it is just still amazingly powerful. And in a format like this, where Fairy types are going to be running rampant because of all the busted dragons that are around, I really want to have a strong Fairy type, and I do have that with Mega Altaria. Anyways, guys, that is my draft. I'll tell you who my Z captains are. We had 30 points for the Z captains, and the way it worked was whatever the Pokemon costed for your draft, that's how much it costed for Z-moves. So for example, Blaziken was 22 points, it was also 22 points for the Z-moves out of the 30. So I used Blaziken for 1, I think I then used Alolan Exeggutor, and what else did I use? I can't remember, oh my god. I think it was Alolan Exeggutor and Braviary, I think that makes sense. Oh my god, I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh my god, I'm pulling a blank. I'm going to double check right now for you guys and make absolute certain. Where am I looking? I need to open up Discord now because I'm so far behind. I feel so bad. I didn't check my... was it those two? Was it just those two? So, alright, I know I didn't have too many. I had for my... let's see. Alolan Exeggutor, Alolan Sandslash, and Speed with Blaziken. That's what it was, because they were both 4 points. That's why I had enough. There we go. So Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Exeggutor, and Blaziken are Z users. Make sure to support your Montreal Melodic by subscribing to the channel and watching all of our videos for the BBL, because we are going to be releasing these videos every single week, and you guys will not want to miss a single second of it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, again, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, and let me know what you think our record will be in the BBL. I think first we play against Psycho Chef and his Middle Tennessee Dynamos? I don't know. Middle Tennessee Remorators. I think it's Remorators. Anyways, so we play against Psycho Chef next week. So yeah, guys, make sure to go check out all the coaches in the BBL. Their links will be in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.